Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 53 of Convo Breaker, a geek podcast. I am your host, Mario Valdez, as always. And I'm sorry I haven't been posting any new episodes, guys. I know I was supposed to be doing a countdown to Infinity War. I kind of missed 3 weeks. But if you kept posted on my Facebook page, I did keep up to date there. Sorry I didn't do any new episodes, though. I've been kind of busy. But today, if you don't know, I don't know when you're listening to this episode, but as of right now, it is April 26th, 2018. It's Thursday. It's 1:09 p.m. And if you guys don't know the significance of that, um, today is early release showings for Avengers Infinity War. I have my tickets for 7 p.m. tonight. So I'll be heading out in a few hours to be one of the first ones in the U.S. Aside from the carpet premieres, for one of the first ones in the U.S. to watch the movie. Who isn't, media and stuff like that. But I'm super excited. So this episode, of course, you know the title already because you're listening to this episode. But it's not on Infinity War. I'm gonna be doing the episode tomorrow, Friday the 27th. So for those of you who are not able to watch an early showing, or who want to wait to see it, give it a couple of weeks, or if maybe you'd like to know a little backstory on Avengers Infinity War. This episode is going to be on the Infinity Gauntlet. I actually read it when I told you guys I was. It took me 2 days to read it because of work and whatnot, but I did read it. So I can go through it real quick and well, not real quick. We'll see how long it takes me because sometimes when I start talking about stuff, I kind of ramble on. But anyways, so let's get into it. Infinity Gauntlet. So this came out in, when did this come out? Let's go to this. Also, too, I don't have any of my notes on me. So, what year did this come out? Came out in the 90s. All right, guys. Let me see, when did it come out? I'm kind of curious now. Maybe I should have done this research before I pressed record. But whatever. Anyways, so this came out in the 90s. So Avengers Infinity War is actually based on three different Gauntlet stories because there are quite a bit of them. Okay, it's gonna be this one, which is in the Infinity Gauntlet. Then also Infinity, which came out, I want to say like 5 years ago. I want to say it was 5 years ago, and I think the other one might be the Infinity Watch. Um, but anyways, so yeah, it's based on three different Infinity Gauntlet stories from the past 20 years, and so yeah, today's pretty much gonna be well, in the movie is gonna be the end of the I think it's 18 movies in the MCU. So it's pretty much going to be the end of that story of that the 18 movies that we've had have set up since the first Iron Man. Okay, so I read Infinity Gauntlet, like I said, and I didn't know what to think of it because, of course, comic books are meant for kids, but of course, a lot of adults, still read them, and of course, adults are the ones making these movies, and they're the ones that grew up with these stories. Um, I didn't know what to think of it, and I'll tell you why when I go through it. Um, it was good, but it wasn't like amazing. So basically, the story starts off, and I'll go run through the key players and the major characters who were in the story. So basically, it starts off with Death feels that there's an imbalance in the universe. So there's a lot of people that play in the MCU, not in the MCU. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. In the Marvel Comics universe, there are a lot of big players that contribute to the universe in the Marvel comics. Is what I meant to say. So you have Death. You have Time. So Time is an entity. Um, you have like love and hate. You have chaos and order. Um, you have infinity itself. Um, so yeah, so basically it's just these titans. They're not really gods. They're they're living pieces of the universe, basically. Um, so yeah, so basically it starts off with Death having a concern with there being an imbalance in the universe. She thinks that there's a, or no, it's not that she thinks. Her thing is that there is more people alive in this universe, well, in this Marvel universe, in this comic book, that there are more people alive than there are dead and that have died. So basically, she wants to kind of balance things out, and kind of take out some lives, basically make it even. So what she does is, I don't know how he died. I should have done the research again. But, for those of you who just want to hear a rundown or just want a little bit of info on Infinity Gauntlet, maybe even you can give me some info because, like I said, Combo Breaker is all about, talking back and forth, having a conversation about the stuff I talk about. Um, so she resurrects Thanos. Thanos was killed. If I'm correct, he died. It was a battle between him and Adam Warlock, I think. Because if I'm correct, Adam Warlock died and he was like resurrected or something or he was like put in like the living space of one of the stones, which I'll get into later. But so yeah, she resurrects him, and so Thanos is alive and he knows what his purpose is. He's like, yeah, death uh, brought me back, and to do this and that, that she basically made him more powerful when she revived him. So, he was gonna take out some lives, okay? But he had someone there with him, Mephisto. So for those of you who don't know who Mephisto is, basically he's like the Marvel universe's Satan. So basically he was there on his shoulder. He was next to him there. He was his advisor basically, and he'd be like telling him like, oh yes, master, like, yeah, this is a good idea, or maybe you should do this. So basically, he was guiding him whenever Thanos had an idea. So Thanos' idea was that, well, you know what? I'm powerful. I can be even more powerful. And he kind of wanted to impress Death because he had kind of fallen in love with her. So he's like, you know what? Let me go after the Infinity Gauntlet. If I go after the Infinity Gauntlet, then I will be the god. I will have control over everything, and then I'll be infinity itself or whatever, right? So they don't show this, which is weird. They don't show him going after the stones individually. Um, they just say, well, this is where he got who he got the stones from. So they just do like just basically one panel to illustrate it. Um, and they show the faces. Some of the characters I didn't recognize, and they don't have names by them, but I did see what the color designations were, and hopefully I didn't get them wrong because of how they look here. But it looks like the green is the soul, the blue is the mind, the red is the time, the yellow is the reality, the purple is the space, and the pink is the power stone. So basically, he goes after all these stones, and so he's going and he gets the stones, and Mephisto's like, yeah, in order to impress her, you have to do something big, So there's a panel, and I think this was in the movie because for those of you, or in the trailers, but for those of you who don't know, he has this thing where he snaps his fingers, and supposedly it was like in one of the trailers. Now, for those of you who know and heard one of my earlier episodes, I didn't see any of the trailers or any of the TV spots after the initial one. So I'm going into this movie pretty much blank. I don't know anything. I haven't read anything. I didn't want to. Um, and so basically, Silver Surfer kind of knows what's going on because if I'm correct, I think Silver Surfer had a hold of one of these stones. So Thanos pretty much takes out Surfer. Surfer crashes in Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, and that's where the warnings start. So basically, Silver Surfer starts to warn Doctor Strange. So Thanos is like, you know what? Let me start taking people out, right? Well, first he goes to Death, and he's all like, he's basically, saying that he wants her to be by his side when he, takes over the universe and blah blah blah. And she there was something about that she didn't like because he kind of went a little overboard. She just wanted balance, and this guy wanted to kind of, just take over everything. So basically, what he did, like I said, he went after the stones. He got all the stones. Blah blah blah. Then Mephisto kinds of talk. Mephisto kinds of talks him into, uh, taking out some lives, right? But this is the interesting part. So he's trying to show Death how he has no regard for life, I guess. Like he's trying to show her that he's like her. So this is the fucked up part. So what he does is, well, first off, he kills Death's servant. Kind of, I think that's where they got the scene, from, oh, what movie was it? It was when Ronan goes to talk. Okay, in Guardians of the Galaxy, when Ronan goes to talk to Thanos, and Thanos' servant starts like talking off to, Ronan, and Ronan kind of turns the hammer and snaps his neck. I think they kind of got that scene from one of these panels because Thanos kills, uh, Death's, servant. How does how does he kill him again? Let me see. I think he does the same thing. Uh, well, yeah. Anyways, he kills him. So then, Thanos is like, yeah, I need to impress her, blah blah blah, and so Mephisto's like, you need to do something big for her. So basically, he builds like this big ass shrine in the middle of the universe, for her, dedicated, and, he's saying like, yeah, I want you to be by my side. So then, let's see what happens here. So then, Mephisto, whatever, whatever. So then, okay, now going back to this is the fucked up part I was telling you guys about. So Mephisto is trying to say like, look, you need to show her how fucking fucked up you are, right? So this is when Nebula comes in. Now Nebula here looks nothing like the Nebula that we have, uh, in the MCU. There is a version of her though that looks like that, in the later Infinity, storyline. Um, so anyway, so Nebula basically in this story is, Thanos' granddaughter. And basically what he does is like he fucks her up. Like he twists her limbs, he twists her, like bones, he like fucking plagues her. Like her skin looks like fucking burned and decayed. And basically what he did is, I don't know why he did this either. But, aside from like, because I think he had done this like before, but he's showing her off to Death, and basically he has her like not really in limbo, but like she's alive, but she can't really do anything. So like she knows what's going on, but she can't react or do anything about it. So she just feels the pain that she has there at that time, and she can't die. Like so she wants to, but she can't because Thanos has her like on the like like a hair into Death. So she's alive, she can't do anything. She's useless basically. So she's just there. He just has her there to show her off. So again, Death isn't impressed. She looks more like disgusted or whatever. So then, Death's, servants are like, yeah, that's just distasteful, blah blah blah. Kind of like when, um, in the MCU when Thanos' servant was talking off to Ronan. Death's Death's servant talks off to Thanos, and Thanos pretty much just fucking blows him up or whatever. So yeah, Death is not impressed. Thanos is getting like more pissed, and he's all like, "Look, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm trying to, impress you," and she's not impressed because she knows where this is going. This is weird because like Death wanted balance, right? But Thanos automatically was like, "Oh, I got all this power," and he automatically went overboard with it, and she didn't like it. So, and Mephisto, of course, he's there, and he has some kind of, uh, not really trick up his sleeve, but he's trying to play something to his benefit. I'm gonna try to figure out later because I don't think I ever figured out what it was. So basically, Thanos is like, "Look, what you got to do is you got to start killing now." And sorry, guys, I said this earlier and I still haven't gotten to that point. So here it is. So the part from the, trailers that I was talking about is the finger snap when he has the the gauntlet on with all the stones. So in the panel, he basically snaps his fingers, and when he does that, basically, lives, people, aliens, whatever, from all over the universe just disappear. Like their lives are gone. Like, the next right after that happens, Spider-Man is in New York and he sees a crowd and just all of a sudden, like fucking half the crowd disappears. This lady's baby disappears. Like just fucking people start disappearing. When he snapped his fingers, just people all over the universe disappeared. Right. So, uh, so when that happens, now this is the part I found interesting. It affected all types of people. It affected heroes, villains, people from all over the universe. Now, two of the first people, two of the first heroes to disappear uh, uh, in this first wave of elimination, basically. The first two to go were Hawkeye and who was the other one? Enchantress. Okay, right? It was Hawkeye and Enchantress. Let me just make sure I'm not fucking doing this up here. Yeah, we'll just go with that. It was Hawkeye. Oh, Cersei. I'm sorry. It was Cersei, guys. Okay, so Cersei. It was Hawkeye and Cersei, right there in Avengers headquarters, whatever, whatever. Snaps his finger. Guess who goes? Hawkeye and Cersei are the first ones to go. They're the first heroes to go. Now, what I thought was interesting is that in the promotional stuff for Avengers Infinity War, of course, there's this whole thing that went on that Hawkeye's not in it. Where's Hawkeye? Blah, blah, blah. Jeremy Renner says he doesn't know. Just go watch the movie, blah, blah, blah. I did that little thing where I got like 600 plus likes of, people joining me and changing their profile picture to Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye headshot. I had it on the face. Well, actually, I still have it. I have it on the Facebook page now. But I had people basically, just users, just random people just change their profile picture to Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye for it was like a day or two, but it was fun. It was just like I said, hey guys, let's do it to spread awareness for Hawkeye. We want to know where he is. So anyway, so in the story, when Thanos does that, of course, like I said, people just get wiped out all over the all over universe. Hawkeye's the first one to go, and I think this might possibly be a nod, what the MCU Infinity War movie is doing. I think it might be a nod to this because Hawkeye was, like I said again, just trips me out. He was the first one to go. So so right off the bat in the beginning of this story, like I said, you're gonna have your key players. Death, she resurrected Thanos. Of course, Thanos is the big one. Mephisto, he's right there guiding Thanos along. Silver Surfer, he was the first warning to Doctor Strange and the heroes on Earth. He really didn't know. Doctor Strange really didn't know what was going on, but Silver Surfer, you know, was the first warning. Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is another key player too, which is I'll get into later. Nebula is a key player in this too, even though she can't do much. I'll get to that later. And then also too, Pip the Troll. Basically, he's like a friend and like a sidekick to Adam Warlock, and I heard that. Oh my God, what's his name? Wow, I can't believe I didn't write this down. Game of Thrones. He played Trask in Days of Future Past. Oh my God, I'll come up with his name later. But you guys, I hope you guys know who I'm talking about. Um, wow, what is his name? Oh, sorry guys, I just got off work, and if I'm boring you or if this is uninteresting, sorry. But like I said, anyways, so I have a feeling that he's gonna be Pip the Troll. I have no idea if Adam Warlock's gonna be in this movie, but I have a feeling we're gonna see Pip the Troll, maybe an Adam Warlock cameo. I don't know. I'm just hoping for that stuff. Okay, so anyways, so that happens, right? Uh, Thanos does the finger snap, eliminates half the universe, blah blah blah. So then basically what happens is um the heroes kind of start to get together. They kind of start communicating with each other. More of them start to disappear. Um, and Thanos, like I said, I'm gonna run through this really quick because there's really not much to it. Thanos is just trying to impress Death the whole time, and with that, he just keeps eliminating people. Uh, and there was something that happened too that I read that Thanos, that all the times he lost against the Avengers, or any heroes in the Marvel Universe, was because he either let them win or subconsciously he wanted them to win, which I'll jump to later, which is kind of stupid. So he has the Infinity Gauntlet, right? He can do anything he wants, and he's irritated at the fact that he can't get Death's attention. Death, of course, okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, Death doesn't talk. All she does is stare at him. She really doesn't acknowledge him. He gets pissed. So heroes and villains get together back on Earth, and they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Finally, Silver Surfer, because he was injured, he starts telling these guys, "Hey, man, we need to get this stuff going." And at that time, somehow Adam Warlock gets resurrected in a new body, and it's weird because it's him, Pip the Troll, and Gamora. So them three kind of end up on Earth, and they end up meeting up with the surviving heroes to kind of get a plan together with Silver Surfer, because I think Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock had actually gone up against Thanos with the Gauntlet, and so yeah, so basically they try to get a plan together, like, what are we gonna do? Um, so just to give you guys a rundown of heroes who died after Hawkeye and I just found this interesting. After Hawkeye and Cersei, these are the list of superheroes who had disappeared and who were not part of the battle against Thanos. Archangel, Beast, Black Cat, Black Panther, somebody named Box, I don't know who he is, Dagger, from Cloak and Dagger, Daredevil, uh, Diamond Lil, I don't know who that is, Firestar, Guardian, like I said, Hawkeye again, Hercules, Human Torch, Iceman, Invisible Woman, Makari, I don't know who that is either, Marvel Boy, Marvel Girl, Mr. Fantastic, Night Thrasher, who I think is supposed to be coming up in a movie soon. That, or I think he's supposed to have his like own movie. I'll get to that later. Ah, shit! I skipped the quick news. I'll do the quick news at the end of the episode. All right, guys, just remind me. Um, so North Star, Power Man, Luke Cage, Puck, Quicksilver, Sasquatch, Cersei again, Shaman, the Thing. So basically, all the the Fantastic Four were fucking gone. U.S. Agent, who U.S. Agent took up the Captain America mantle after Captain America was gone for a while. I don't know what had happened, but U.S. Agent took the place and he became his own uh, persona. Vindicator, Wasp, and some guy named Windshear. So so yeah, so basically everyone who survives, basically trying to get together, come up with a plan. Oh, also too, it's also good to point out that I don't know what's going on here, but Thor, I don't know if he's dead or I don't know where he is, but some other guy took over the Thor mantle. I forgot his name. Where's his name here? He's not the original Thor. But well, anyways, he's wielding Mjolnir. And so this isn't Thor of Asgard. This is some other guy who took over Thor's spot. So, okay, so basically, let's get back to the story. So Adam Warlock meets up with Doctor Strange. He's like, look, we got to get a plan together. He forms a plan, and while he's doing that, Thanos is up there still trying to impress Death. Like, he's doing this weird shit to to Nebula and this other guy he has there, who's just watching. He's like fucking making like these weird like fucking vines with eyes come out of them. Like basically he's just playing with them basically. He's like, look, Death, look at this, look at this. Um so he's just fucking with them. So then back over here where the heroes are trying to get together, Doctor Doom comes in. And oh my god, Doctor Doom's a fucking moron. Like, dude, if you're okay, he's supposed to be like the smartest villain, right? If he's so smart, he should have played it cooler. Because right off the bat, he's like, "Oh, the Infinity Gauntlet." He's like, "I don't have to listen to you guys," and blah blah blah. And everyone's like, "Hey, chill the fuck out, man! Like, we gotta fucking do this shit together." And now he's over here being a hard ass and shit. I mean, everybody knew that they couldn't trust him, but they kind of had no choice because the world was ending basically. Even Galactus was kind of, you know, worried. So you had, big beings like Galactus and even the what is it called? The guys that showed up in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the big guys. What the fuck were they called again? Um, the Eternals, right? Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be an Eternals movie, anyways. But anyways, so yeah. So all these heroes get together, and they get this plan to go to Thanos and basically try to kick his ass, right? And they're like, well, it's gonna be impossible. So Adam Warlock was pretty much spearheading the plan. He's like, look, guys, in order for us to do it, this is the plan. So to jump forward, Adam Warlock's plan was basically using everybody as he was using everybody as a pawn for the bigger game. So he's like, look, I know we don't have. He ends up telling Surfer this later because he kind of split everybody up. So you had the heroes who were alive to take the main attack, and then him and Silver Surfer were gonna stay back and do kind of a finishing blow from afar while he was distracted. Thing was that Adam Warlock knew that this was gonna happen. He knew the heroes weren't gonna stand a chance. So so he was gonna use that as a distraction and have Silver Surfer go on and basically deal a death blow to him. So part of the fight, you had this guy Firelord, you had Drax, Wolverine, you had Nova, and you know what? While I'm here, might as well squeeze in the news because I think Vision, Scarlet Witch, Hulk joins into Captain America, Cyclops, She-Hulk. So there's I've heard a report that MCU, well, the heads at MCU are looking to make their next big characters, Moon Knight and Nova. So those are the next guys they want to take over in the next phase. I know there was another character too well, of course, Captain Marvel is going to be a big one too, but Moon Knight and Nova are like pretty much up there, and they also want to kind of dip into horror, so they want to see if they can start bringing in Blade, Man Thing, and who was the other one? Forgot who the other one was, but yeah. So I just wanted to squeeze in the news here while I'm talking about all this. So all the heroes go in. Okay, everybody doesn't know that they're gonna die. Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer are there. So then, meanwhile, you have another group. You have basically, I said Eternals earlier. Earlier, I meant the Celestials. So basically, you have like, well, the Watchers, of course, don't do shit. They're just fucking there watching. So Uatu's there. He's not fucking doing shit. Like I said, you have an Eternity. You have who else do you have here? You have Kronos. Kronos is basically the god of time. You have this guy named the Living Tribunal, and basically he's like the judge of all realities. At first, they don't want to get involved, but later on they do. Like I said too, you have chaos and balance. You have love and hate. You have and two Celestials join in too. So yeah, so basically all these people are ready to go up against Thanos, and Thanos knows they're coming. He's like, you know what, fuck it, like bring it on, right? So they go, and basically Thanos is just fucking with them the whole time. Like he's just fucking with them. Like he knows he's gonna win. So he's like, let me just toy with him for a while and let me impress Death. So before the battle starts, of course Thanos is still upset that Death is not impressed. So he makes this chick appear. Like he makes her, and he's her name's Taraxia the Terrible, and basically he tries to make Death jealous, and he's like, look, this is everything that I want uh in someone for me. And so he makes her, and Death's all like, whatever, I don't give a shit, right? So man, this pisses Thanos off even more. He's like, whatevs, right? So okay, so here comes the battle. Everybody gets ready for the first attack. So they go in, they jump in the portal, and they go to that big uh temple that Thanos makes for Death. So then basically the battle starts, and like I said, it was going to be a losing battle. Everybody throws in their all, and then Mephisto says, look, um, Death knows you're strong, and the way to show off is to make yourself a little weaker, right? To show that you're worthy in battle, and even she'll see that. So he's like, you know what, that's a good idea. So what he does is, he does it to the point where, what were the rules that he did? I think the rules were that he keeps his power, but he's not able to anticipate their moves. So yeah, basically what he did was he gave himself he took away he made himself what's it called? Um what's the word I'm looking for? Um Shit, I don't know what I'm saying right now, guys. Sorry, but anyways, so yeah, so basically he put himself to where he can keep the power and but not be able to anticipate their moves. So he tried to balance it a little bit. He's like, all right, let me show that I can at least that I can do some fighting. So when the fight starts, he does some crazy shit. Like Drax and Hulk try to go at him first. They take him off guard, but yeah, it doesn't do shit. He just starts fucking everybody up. So let me go into the deaths. So there are some pretty crazy deaths here. I think two of the first ones to go are the Submariner and She-Hulk. So he touches them with this like weird thing with his hand, but it like plants this like death plague on them, and they die. So like they die instantly. So like everyone's still fighting. Thor, this new Thor, throws a hammer at Thanos, right? So this was crazy because they did take him off guard. So Thor's hammer takes down Thanos for a while, and guess who fucks everything up? Doom. Doom tries to get the fucking gauntlet for himself. I'm like, dude, what the hell, right? So he fucked everything up. So then Thanos comes back and fucks up Doom and fucking tosses Thor like somewhere. And when he does, he loses the hammer. So when he loses the hammer, the guy who's wielding the fucking hammer starts losing the Thor power, and they're in space. And they all had taken this. They all had a spell put on them for a limited time. For a limited time that would let them breathe in space. That time was running out. So one of the next ones, Wolverine goes toward Thanos. So what happens is he actually gets his claws in him, but what Thanos does to him is he turns his fucking claws and bones into rubber. So Wolverine goes down. Like it looks weird. Like he just fucking goes down, and yeah, so he's just fucking there on the ground, like all floppy and shit. Um, so Wolverine's down. So at this point, Silver Surfer's like, dude, we got to do something. Adam Warlock's like, nah, like just let them. And Silver Surfer's like, dude, they're dying. And he's like, no, no, trust me, let the plan go through, right? So at this point, this is around the time where he starts telling them, like, look, this is the real plan. They weren't gonna survive. Next one's down. Scarlet Witch and Cyclops start fucking throwing beams at him from two different angles. He takes out fucking Scarlet Witch first. He just throws a fucking beam, and boom, she's dead. Cyclops fucking is pissed, so he goes after him, right? Uh, Cyclops and Iron Man go after him. So what fucking Thanos does to Cyclops is he puts this fucking like clear cube around his fucking head, about around Cyclops' head, and basically Cyclops suffocates to death. Um, Vision is here. Vision, the same shit. Basically, just fucking fucks up his chest. So yeah, Vision's down. Thanos just fucking sticks his hand in his fucking chest, takes him out. Because Vision is all, was of course kind of hurt that Scarlet Witch gets killed. So at this time, this guy, the new Thor, oh, his name's Eric Masterson. So this guy is fucking running out of air, and he's trying to crawl to the hammer. And yeah, he's like dying in space. So Captain America sees Cyclops go down, and this is where Captain America he's about to go head to head with Thanos. So then next up, Cloak, because Dagger disappeared. She was one of the ones that got done away with, one of the snappy finger thingies. So Cloak fucking takes him in his cloak. He's like, hey, I got him. Let me see how long I can hold him. Of course, he's not gonna hold him. He has the fucking gauntlet. Boom, there goes fucking Cloak. So Cloak gets pretty much disintegrated. Let's see who else. Nova. Nova was a weird one. So at this time, Nebula's just looking like she her and Death, her Death. Well, Mephisto doesn't give a fuck, but Nebula and Death are all like, ugh, like they're just there witnessing all this bullshit. So then Nova comes down. While Nova's coming down, this guy Eric gets the Thor hammer. He gets the Thor power again. So Drax comes back again, and he gets thrown through times. So basically, he gets thrown to like the fucking prehistoric ages. Uh, at this time, this chick, the one that Thanos made, Taraxia, kills Iron Man. She fucking rips his head off. Like the fucking like she has his head on his. I mean, her hands on his armor, and fucking just fucking she has him on the ground and just pulls. I thought she pulled his helmet off. Nah, she pulled his fucking head off. So Iron Man pretty much gets decapitated. So Spider Man comes in. Spider Man gets fucking taken down. Um, Now Thor dies pretty rowdy too. This Thor gets like frozen. He gets turned to glass, and what he does is, like I guess not telepathically, but using like some kind of fucking power. While he's in glass, he does this thing where like he can wrap his hand around Thor's heart while not having it hit him, and basically it's like he's doing it psychically or some shit. So then he fucking basically while he's glass, he fucking crushes Thor's heart with this fucking with the glove, and then he's about to smash Thor, and fucking Nova comes, and then he turns fucking Nova into like Legos or some shit. Like he just nah, fucking snaps. He just like whatevs, and turns him into like little fucking toy blocks. So then when that happens, fucking just smashes Thor, the glass Thor. So first he fucked up. He fucking squeezes his heart, and he fucking breaks him. So let me see. Spider-Man gets knocked out too. The only ones who are left are uh Quasar. Quasar gets fucked, and then Captain America has a standoff with Thanos. Let's see what happens here. So this is what the panel that everybody was talking about. So basically, Captain America tells Thanos, as long as one man stands against you, Thanos, you'll never be able to claim victory. And then Thanos goes, noble sentiments from one who is about to die. So what he does here is he cracks the shield. Captain America tries to block a punch, and the shield just fucking shatters. And he has like Captain America pinned to the ground, and he's about to fucking smite him. And Adam Warlock says, "Now go." So he sends Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer goes shooting through, and guess what happens? Silver Surfer misses the fucking kill shot. So he misses it, fucking backhands Captain America, and I'm pretty sure he kills him here, because Captain America's down. So he fucking pretty much bitch slaps him with the glove, and he's down. So then this is where the fucking big guys come in. Galactus, Time, all these guys, they've been sitting around too. So they're kind of like the second attack. So they go in and they attack Thanos, and Death's just watching, and Mephisto's all like, he's kind of like sees what's going on. Like, he's like, dude, we're kind of fucked now. So, yeah, so all these guys, they don't stand a chance against him either. They start going at him. First, they go off in like turns, and then they go in all at once. And yeah, they can't. Thanos just fucks everybody up. Um, so he takes out all these guys, and then I think the only ones. This is what's weird is that everyone does this like final blast, and what happens is the only ones that get like kind of taken aside are who was it? Let me see. This is the part that got confusing to me. It was, I think, Death and Mephisto. There was this other guy that was watching. I think, what was his name? What his name was. So, so yeah. So Thanos takes all these guys out, and he wants to become Eternity. Um, so then what happens is, let's see what's going on here. Thanos defeats them, and he becomes Eternity. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut through all that. So he defeats all these guys, right? He becomes Eternity. So he is basically like the universe. He is everything, right? So that's what he wanted. He's still trying to impress Death. Blah blah blah. So while this happens, Thanos. This is where it starts to get stupid to me, like really stupid. Thanos's physical body is there, lifeless, because, well, he's Eternity now, right? It's kind of weird. Still has the Gauntlet. So no one's paying attention. Nebula goes for the Gauntlet, right? Because she's fucking tired of this shit. So she goes, and everybody's like, no, right? Like, she's too fucked to have the Gauntlet. That's what Thanos was trying to have everyone believe. So Nebula gets the Gauntlet, right? And she gets restored, right, to life, right? And so she's like, well, now I'm gonna, have the power. And Thanos is like, this shouldn't be her. She doesn't deserve it. She doesn't know how to control it. She's so fucked up in the head because of what you did to her that, who knows what she's gonna do. She's gonna kill everybody, which is fucking stupid because that's what Thanos was gonna do anyways, right? So basically what she does is like, well, okay, look, I'm gonna fix shit the way it should be, right? Or I'm gonna do it in my own way. I just need to figure out how. So her plan is, look, this is what I want. I want everything to go back to the way it was 24 hours ago, but with the exception that I keep the Gauntlet. So everything goes back 24 hours, right? Everyone's back to life. 24 hours, 24 hours ago. But the problem with that is that 24 hours ago, she was the fucked up Nebula. Um, but she still had the gauntlet. Which was fucked up because when she had the gauntlet, everybody kind of went after her. Everybody's like, oh, like let's, like she doesn't whatever. Like everyone turned on her like really quick, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, she really didn't do anything, right? So she goes, like I said, she tries to go against Thanos for all this shit, and that's what she does. So she does the whole 24-hour thing, and yeah, so everything goes back to the way it was. She has the gauntlet, um, and then so she has the gauntlet, and she's back to her shit self. And so since she has a gauntlet, boom, she's back to the way she is again, and she's trying to. That was the trick, is that she had it, so she can always do it. I don't know. That part was kind of weird to me. So let me jump ahead to maybe I missed something. I don't know. So basically, she doesn't want to give up the gauntlet. Silver Surfer, Doctor Strange try to get it from her. The Cosmic Beings, which are Galactus, Eternity, all them guys. They're pissed off at Nebula, and they're like, no, whatever, you don't deserve it. And think what happens? They think they fuck her up, and I think Adam Warlock ends up with the gauntlet. Let me see. Should have done the episode right after. Adam Warlock's all like, yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, so Thanos basically is like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not gonna be taken prisoner by you guys. So he had this bomb that he sets off, and so everybody splits, and it's assumed that Thanos died, but he didn't. So what happens is he gets like exiled, like he kind of exiles himself. And what's dumb is that supposedly this was like some kind of time loop where like he gets the gauntlet, but like he loses. I don't know, it's just really dumb. Like what he could have done like that whole time is, if he wanted Death's attention, either he could have gotten her to like make her display her feelings, so at least he knew what he was gonna do, or he could have just wiped these guys out. Yeah, because the gauntlet does get taken out. They kind of take Nebula down for a while, and everyone's kind of fighting for the gauntlet because they think they can take care of it. But like I said, in the end, Adam Warlock ends up with the gauntlet. Um, so yeah, everybody gets restored to how they were. But the crazy part is that they never explain what happens to Death, because like Mephisto and Death, they survive like the final battle, because there was a big battle and explosion, and they were kind of shielded from it. But what's weird is that they never explain what happens to them. Like they kind of resolve what happens to everybody else, except for Death and Mephisto. So yeah, like I said, Thanos kind of fakes his own death, and he goes into this fucking exile. And Adam Warlock visits him. Adam Warlock, Pip the Troll, and Gamora. And it was kind of like this thing where like he, I don't know, it was kind of weird, like that he was a failure, and that he had something like he had learned his lesson, and that he knew they were coming like to visit him to see how he was, or to see if he was doing anything fucked up, because like that had happened before. So Adam Warlock kind of knew how it was gonna play out or something like that. And basically it ends with Thanos just being, like that he had the taste of power, but that it was too much responsibility. Basically, what it was, he was like, "Nah, I'm cool here. Like, I don't need none of that stuff. Like, I'm not envious of you." But I was like, "Dude, like, you did all that shit. Like, you couldn't fucking control your fucking shit." And then, like, on top of that, he did it stupidly too. Like, he could have taken everybody out easy. He could have gotten what he wanted easy. He could have snapped his fingers, done what he wanted easy. Like, none of it made sense. Like, he got the gauntlet, to impress Death, and then in the end, like Death isn't even around. Like I don't even know what it's like. It was like whatever. I was like, okay, like, um, and then on top of that, everything was restored because of Nebula, back to how it was 24 hours before, which was before everybody disappeared, and that means that there were still unbalance left in the universe. So it kind of doesn't resolve that because then death would have still been like, oh, there needs to be balance or blah blah blah. So yeah, it just ends with Thanos like being exiled by himself on some fucking planet or some shit, and he's just living by himself. Like, did he learn some lesson? Like, I could read you guys this last page. So basically, where is it at? Adam Warlock, a being who wished nothing more than to spend the rest of his days within the peaceful environment of the Soul Gem, he now possesses the infinite power and all the responsibility that goes along with it. So, like I told you guys earlier, Adam Warlock was like he lived inside one of the gems. Um, so yeah, so he had to somebody had to take the power, and he lived in one of the stones. So he would probably be the best one of the best ones to take the gauntlet. So, anyways, so going on, it says, while I, whose entire life was dedicated to the pursuit of power, of course he wanted fucking power and he wanted to be all that was, now find myself scrapping out a living from the soil. Irony worthy of the drama. This is all Thanos talking. Yet, strangely enough, I envy not Adam Warlock. Somehow I feel that in the long run, Thanos of Titan came out ahead in this particular deal. So yeah, it was basically like how it was like he kind of was like, oh, it's too much power, like it's whatever. Adam Warlock can, deal with that. I don't want to deal with it. Like, I think I came out good in the end because I got this, little piece of, you know, whatever it is, like just living on this fucking farm or whatever, and like just being a simple guy. And I was like, what? I was like, that was so fucking stupid. Like, okay, I'm reading it as an adult, right? I understand that. And maybe straight up it was meant for kids. Well, of course it was meant for kids. Oh my god, what am I talking about? But what I'm trying to say is that it was kind of stupid. Like, there really wasn't anything to take away from it, even if you are writing it from kids and you're trying to have them at least take something out of it. Really didn't take much from it. Like, it was just really dumb. Thanos played things really stupid. If you have a different opinion and you think it's a really awesome story, and maybe you took something else away from it, maybe you're more refreshed on it than I am, because I read this thing like 3 weeks ago and I should have done the episode right after, but I was busy. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, it was good, but I didn't think it was super awesome. Um, I read some of Infinity, which came out like in 2012 or something like that, 11, or it might have been right around the time Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not really sure. Ooh, excuse me. I have some of the issues there, but yeah, it was just to me it was a pointless story. Thanos is supposed to be like is made out to be, especially with all the uh promotion that we have for Infinity War. Like, he's this guy, not to be messed with and blah blah blah. But he's a moron. Like, he had the Infinity Gauntlet and he just did everything so stupid, and like he got all obsessed with death, and like it was just super dumb. Like, and then they never show what happens to Mephisto in death, so I was kind of curious, especially to Mephisto. Um, so yeah, it was just a really weird story. So I'm kind of interested. Like I said, I'm gonna head out to see the movie in a bit. Going back to the characters, I'm interested to see how they use Nebula. Because we all know that, well, Nebula was fucked up by Thanos. In the MCU. Because of course she explains that to Gamora, saying like, oh, he made us fight against each other, but every time I lost, he took pieces of my body and switched them out with this and that or whatever, whatever. Because in here, he like plagued her and like twisted her bones, and like basically she was just like there, like stuck in some kind of like death trance or whatever, and just felt nothing but pain. So it's interesting to see how they use Nebula in Infinity War, because she was a pretty big character in Infinity Gauntlet, especially at the end. And it was just so weird how everybody turned against her. At the end when she got the gauntlet. If it wasn't for her, they wouldn't even had that shot. Um, Let me see who else. I already talked about Death. I already talked, yeah, Silver Surfer, blah blah. Adam Warlock. There've been hints to him in the MCU. Uh, Maybe even a tease at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Who knows if he'll show up? So yeah, those were pretty much the key players and everybody who I talked about. So I'm interested in seeing the movie. If this was one of the shittiest episodes you've ever heard, sorry. That's yeah, that's my bad. But hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about this Infinity Gauntlet thing. Like I said, I should have talked about it earlier. But if you guys want to check out a cool podcast, my a buddy of mine has a podcast called Alderaan Places. So it's Star Wars themed title, Alderaan Places. Um, he has a podcast. He's probably more uh stocked up on information than I am. He also has the co-host too. So yeah, I recommend looking for him on Facebook, checking him out. But yeah, I'm gonna do episode 54 tonight, tomorrow night, and I'll post it up, and it'll be on Avengers: Infinity War. So let me know what you thought about the Infinity Gauntlet. If you read it before, let me know what you thought about my take on it. Let me know if I confused you. Let me know if it was just complete shit. If you want to get a hold of me, hit me up on Facebook at Convo Breaker Geek Podcast. Or you can email me convobreaker@gmail.com. You can also hit me up on Instagram, convobreaker at convobreakergp, or you can hit me up on my personal one at mv7.0. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, and let me know what you think of the movie on all the places I told you guys you could find me. So yeah, later.